This is part 2 of my dark predictions for July 2026. If you haven't watched part 1, go watch that now. Come back, watch part 2. Like yesterday, I also have a surprise for people that watch to the end of the video, okay? So, and before we get started, these are just predictions, not facts. I get them from remote viewing. It's something that anyone can learn how to do. And in fact, I teach people if you really want to learn how I do it, and maybe if that could benefit your life, email me. Email is at the bottom or in the description, starting with the first one. Ebola cases rise and spread. But just before I continue, I just predict that sometimes people steal my videos. So the email's offgridsecrets@gmail.com. Do not speak to me anywhere else. It's not me. Okay, back to Ebola, just in case, because you can't see the emails behind me, but we'll get to that. But sometimes people take my stuff. Okay, so this is important. I put a little star here, okay? Not only are they going to rise and spread to new locations in my prediction specifically, but this is also related to the bonus tip that I'm going to put at the end of the video, okay? So we're going to circle back to this, something that could potentially make you money, okay? So stay tuned for that. The next one, and like always, guys, I don't want this to happen. Let's hope I'm wrong. But I see the stock market's continuing their downward spiral. I feel like later on in June, it's going to start. I feel like it's already started. It'll just get worse, and July will kind of confirm that, and we'll see where it goes from there. But that's my prediction. This one, I actually even put low confidence. Like, I did my remote viewing, I saw that happened, and I don't want to believe it. I'm like, that's not going to happen. Like, it goes against my judgment, it goes against the chart, but that's why I put low confidence. So maybe it doesn't happen, maybe it does happen. Let's find out. If it does, that's wild, because it would have to do that, quite a bit of movement. Maybe we just get a bit of movement, and it doesn't reach an all new high. I don't know. I hope it doesn't happen. Let's see. Well, I'm being very specific on all these. Okay. So this one's interesting because as we approach the bottom of Bitcoin, and if you've seen my recent videos, I am encouraging people to accumulate if possible, safely. But I can't give you financial advice. But if I were you, how about I put it that way? If I were you, I would be accumulating as much as you could safely, that you wouldn't, reserves that you wouldn't need for until 2028, 2029, because that's when we'll be offloading. But something that if you can really put that on the side, because as moving forward, more and more countries will be wanting to use Bitcoin as like a national currency, because it's going to hold its value better over long periods of time versus paper fiat currency. As we all know, for an example, and this is every country, but United States, their dollar's gone down, something like 99% of purchasing power. That happens through inflation, year by year by year. Anyway, we're getting off subject, but while we're on that subject, this is a very real thing. This is why Bitcoin was created. It's the exact opposite of fiat currency. India is another good example right now, having a really bad time with inflation and their currency just becoming worth less and less and less and less. This once countries start adopting it, it will solve their problem, because it does the exact opposite of currency. If you look into its superior tokenomics, okay, it's all about the tokenomics. So when people are looking for the next big thing, and they're like, well, which one's gonna grow more? If you look back far enough, guys, Bitcoin's the only one that long term has the tokenomics and the adoption to continue, you know, uh, its logarithmic exponential growth. Okay, and if you think it's anything else like XRP, you're dead wrong, because you just are. The tokenomics are everything, and if you know about that and the 4 year cycle, that's enough for now. We've talked too much about this one. But you know, if things like this start happening, number 6 here, people might start looking for a bit of stability, which will come here relatively soon. Moving on. Government shuts down the internet, and I can't see where. I just see it's another country. I don't think it's Iran. I know that happened before. I think it's a different country. I feel like it's based around music festivals, if you know what I mean. And they get a bit wild, so they start blocking the internet from people for days, maybe a week. I don't know. That's just what I'm seeing. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. Remember, at the end, we're going to come back to this, an opportunity here. So, for those that stick around. Number 2, natural disaster in Mexico. Major natural disaster in Mexico. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully everyone's safe in Mexico. Con cuidado. And number 1, going to a Category 5 hurricane or typhoon in July. It's a little bit early. Does it happen? I don't know. Let's find out. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope I'm wrong. But each and every month we go through all these to see how many were correct or how many were not correct. I got that surprise for you. But first, you can always email me for personal predictions, or if you want to learn how to remote view, again, offgridseekers@gmail.com. In case anyone's taking my videos or using those, they can't edit out that part, can they? Anyway, this is one of the important things that I talked about at the beginning. I said for those that stuck around, I'll give you another tip. And just before I do, I'm going to give you a little bit of background on why I'm giving you this tip. Okay, hold up. For those of you that stuck around to the end of my last video, I gave you this. I said if this thing continued, that we would see this chart go up, right? Look at the market cap. Did you see it after? So this was the price when I made the video and gave you the tip at the end of the video. Gave you the tip. And then look what happened. Like nearly a 10x. So crazy, wild, and it's in a nice spot here now still, potentially. I don't know. But this is not the one that I'm talking about. This is the one that I'm now seeing in the next 3 days or so gonna go on a run. But that's just a prediction, not financial advice. Obviously, be extremely careful with all these things, but this has the first mover advantage. Be careful because there are a bunch of copycats. Make sure this is the correct one. And this is what the chart's looking like right now. So I'm seeing the next couple days it coming out of here and potentially maybe even going on another all-time high, because I think that Ebola is going to continue. And as the new news comes out in the next couple days, it will probably go on a run. So that's how we circle all this back to that, and that is yours for the taking. It's just some information. Do what you must with that. Play safe, ladies and gentlemen. Know when to go in and out, and I don't know, do your own research. But the last one did very well. If these things continue, maybe we can somehow turn a negative into a positive with this whole crypto token wild, wild west, looking for the first mover advantage to take advantage of these trending narratives, as long as these new cycles continue them, right? If that makes any sense. So I'm kind of on the lookout for that, and every time I see them, I'll pop them in there for you. Just again, remember everything I said. If not, watch it all again, and I'll see you on part 3. Make sure to subscribe and comment, especially if I didn't get to your question on the last video. Have a nice day.